Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you at some point have felt stuck? Maybe you're stuck in your career, your finances, your relationships, or even in your own mind. You wake up every day, go through the motions, but there's that nagging feeling that you're not moving forward. You know you're capable of more, but it seems like something is holding you back. Here's the truth. You don't have to stay stuck. In fact, you were never meant to stay stuck. The feeling of being trapped, that's just a signal, a sign that it's time to change. You know deep down that you're capable of achieving more, being more, living more. It's within you. The first step is simple. Shift your mindset. Let's talk about this because your mindset is like the software that's running your life. If the software is outdated or corrupted, the system won't perform at its best. You've got to upgrade your thinking. You can't move forward with an old mindset. Change your mindset and you'll change your entire reality. The second key to setting yourself free is embracing discomfort. Yes, I said discomfort. You've got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Think about it. Growth only happens when you stretch yourself. If you want to get to the next level, you've got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. No one ever achieved greatness by playing it safe. It's the challenge, the struggle, the discomfort that gives you the strength, the resilience, and the power to rise higher. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the lens through which you view the world, and it shapes every aspect of your life. If you feel stuck, the root cause is often a limiting belief or a fixed mindset that confines your potential. Many people operate on autopilot, carrying around the same thoughts, habits, and beliefs they've always had without questioning whether those thoughts are serving them. But the truth is, your mindset determines your success, your happiness, and ultimately your future. When you shift your mindset, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your entire approach to life. This shift is about looking at challenges, setbacks, and obstacles as opportunities rather than roadblocks. It's about viewing failure not as something to be feared, but as something that teaches you valuable lessons and moves you closer to your goals. In order to break free from feeling stuck, you have to develop the ability to transform negative thoughts into positive, empowering ones. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means choosing to focus on what you can control and finding solutions in the midst of challenges. One of the key aspects of shifting your mindset is understanding the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities and intelligence are static, meaning you're either good at something or you're not. With this mindset, setbacks are seen as evidence of your inability to succeed. People with a fixed mindset tend to avoid challenges, give up easily, and feel threatened by others' success. They limit themselves because they believe their potential is capped by their current level of ability or knowledge. On the other hand, a growth mindset is rooted in the belief that you can improve, learn, and develop with effort and perseverance. People with a growth mindset see challenges as a chance to grow and gain new skills. They understand that failure is not the end, but a part of the learning process. With a growth mindset, setbacks are not seen as personal shortcomings, but as stepping stones on the path to success. This mindset allows you to keep moving forward even when things get tough, because you know that each effort brings you closer to your desired outcome. Adopting a growth mindset doesn't happen overnight. It requires conscious effort, practice, and self-awareness. The first step is to become aware of your thoughts and beliefs. When you face difficulties or find yourself in situations that feel overwhelming, pay attention to the story you're telling yourself. Are you telling yourself that you're stuck, incapable, or not good enough? Or are you telling yourself that you can learn, adapt, and improve? The key to shifting your mindset is noticing those negative, limiting thoughts and replacing them with empowering ones that focus on possibilities, growth, and potential. One way to cultivate a growth mindset is through positive affirmations and visualization. By repeating affirmations that affirm your ability to succeed and visualizing the success you want to achieve, you begin to rewire your brain. The more you repeat these empowering statements and imagine your success, the more you begin to believe them. This change in belief will fuel your actions, and over time, you'll begin to see the world and your challenges through a different lens. Another important element in shifting your mindset is embracing the idea of continuous learning. Instead of seeing every setback as a failure, start to view every experience as a chance to improve. Cultivate curiosity, ask questions, and seek out new knowledge. Read books, take courses, and surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. When you're committed to learning, you remove the fear of failure because you understand that the process of learning is an essential part of growth. Lastly, practice self-compassion. It's easy to get frustrated with yourself when you feel stuck or when things aren't going as planned, but the truth is beating yourself up will only keep you in a cycle of negativity. Instead, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge that you're human, that mistakes are part of the journey, and that every effort you make brings you closer to your goals. Treat yourself with the same patience and understanding that you would offer a friend who's struggling. By shifting your mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, you unlock a whole new world of opportunities. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the creator of your reality. This shift is the foundation for everything else that follows. When you believe in your ability to grow, you'll begin to see solutions where others see problems. You'll become more resilient, more adaptable, and more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. The power to change your life lies within your mind, and by choosing to shift your mindset, you set yourself free from the chains of doubt, fear, and limitation. Growth is not something that happens when things are easy or comfortable. In fact, growth can only happen when you push yourself beyond the boundaries of what feels familiar. The truth is, the moment you get comfortable is the moment your progress stagnates. If you want to break free from feeling stuck, you must learn to embrace discomfort. Discomfort is the catalyst for transformation. It is the thing that forces you to change, adapt, and evolve into the person you are meant to become. Think about it. Every major breakthrough in history, whether personal or professional, has come from moments of discomfort. No great invention, no groundbreaking achievement, no monumental success has ever been born from staying within the confines of comfort. The greatest minds, the most successful people, all had to face discomfort and in many cases, failure before they achieved anything significant. Yet, discomfort is something most of us naturally avoid. It's human nature to seek comfort and security. We want things to feel easy, predictable, and safe. But here's the catch. Safety and security are the enemies of progress. The moment we settle into comfort, we stop growing. The good news is discomfort doesn't have to be something to fear. It can be something to welcome. When you embrace discomfort, you're choosing to step into the unknown. It's stepping into a space where you don't have all the answers, where things might not go as planned, where you could fail, but where the possibilities are endless. It's in those moments of discomfort that you are most alive. When you're in discomfort, you're challenging your limits, expanding your boundaries, and pushing the edge of your potential. Discomfort forces you to develop resilience and adaptability, traits that are essential for success. One of the reasons discomfort is so powerful is that it challenges your assumptions. It forces you to question what you thought you knew and forces you to grow in new directions. When you are faced with a situation that feels uncomfortable, your mind begins to problem solve in ways it never would if things were easy. You start to think more creatively, more strategically. Discomfort forces you to find solutions, develop new skills, and stretch your abilities. Without discomfort, there would be no need to innovate. Without discomfort, you would never realize what you are truly capable of. But here's the catch. Embracing discomfort is not about seeking out unnecessary struggle or putting yourself in situations where you are doomed to fail. It's about recognizing the difference between productive discomfort, situations where growth is possible, and destructive discomfort, situations where you are setting yourself up for failure without learning anything valuable. Embracing discomfort means being willing to take on challenges that will stretch you, but it doesn't mean putting yourself in harm's way. It's about leaning into challenges that will make you stronger, not weaker. To truly embrace discomfort, you need to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to avoid, see it as an opportunity to grow. When something feels uncomfortable, instead of running from it, run toward it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And how will this challenge help me grow? When you see discomfort as an opportunity to expand, it no longer feels like something to fear. It becomes a tool for transformation. One of the most important aspects of embracing discomfort is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after a setback or challenge. It's the quality that allows you to face adversity and not let it break you. The more discomfort you face, the more resilient you become. Each challenge you overcome builds your emotional and mental strength. The more you embrace discomfort, the more capable you become of handling difficult situations. Resilience is also about perseverance. It's about sticking with something even when it's hard. When you embrace discomfort, you stop expecting instant results and you learn to enjoy the journey. Growth doesn't happen overnight and success doesn't come easily. You have to be willing to show up day after day despite the discomfort. Perseverance through discomfort builds momentum, and momentum is what ultimately leads to progress. Finally, embracing discomfort means becoming comfortable with uncertainty. When you step outside your comfort zone, there's no guarantee of success. You may face setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But the key is to stay committed, knowing that growth comes from uncertainty. When you embrace the unknown, you open yourself up to possibilities you never imagined. You learn that even if things don't go as planned, you're still gaining something valuable from the experience. And that value, those lessons learned in discomfort, will shape your success in ways you can't yet see. Every day, you are making decisions that shape your life. You might not realize it, but every choice you make, no matter how small, is leading you toward your future. Whether it's the food you choose to eat, the people you spend time with, or the way you react to challenges, all of these decisions have a profound impact on your reality. And yet, many people spend their lives feeling stuck because they don't recognize the power of their decisions. They wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, the right circumstances to make a change, never realizing that the moment to transform their lives is always right now. Your decisions determine the direction of your life. You might be stuck right now, but the simple act of making a different decision can shift everything. You might be stuck in a job you don't enjoy, a relationship that drains you, or a cycle of self-doubt. But all of these situations can change if you decide that it's time for something different. You are not a passive bystander in your own life. You have the power to make decisions that create the future you desire. The key is recognizing this power and using it consciously. When you understand that your decisions shape your future, you also realize that inaction is in itself a decision. By choosing not to make a decision, you are allowing life to dictate the direction for you. Often, people who feel stuck are simply not making decisions. They're waiting for life to give them answers or a sign. But the truth is, nothing changes without action. Waiting for the right time can become an excuse for never doing anything at all. If you want to move forward, you must make the decision to act, regardless of the uncertainty or discomfort that may come with it. Making decisions requires clarity and commitment. You can't move forward if you don't know where you're going. You need to get clear about what you want, what your goals are, what your values are, and what you're willing to do to achieve them. If you don't know what you truly want, how can you make decisions that align with it? People who feel stuck often lack clarity. They make decisions based on fear, convenience, or outside pressures instead of their true desire. But when you take the time to understand what you really want, the decisions become easier. You know what aligns with your vision, and you can say yes to the opportunities that move you closer to it, and no to the distractions that pull you away. Once you've gained clarity on what you want, the next step is commitment. Decision-making is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. You can't make a decision today and expect it to create lasting change without consistent follow-through. Commitment to your decisions means taking consistent action every day, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. It means sticking with your choice even when you face challenges or setbacks. It means refusing to quit even when it feels easier to give up. When you are fully committed to your decisions, you give yourself the best possible chance for success. Another important aspect of decision-making is ownership. It's easy to blame other people or circumstances when things aren't going the way you want, but the truth is you are the creator of your own life. When you take full responsibility for your decisions, you empower yourself. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the architect of your future. Even if things don't go as planned, you own your mistakes and learn from them. This ownership gives you the confidence to keep making decisions because you know that even in the face of failure, you can always learn, adjust, and keep moving forward. When you start making decisions from a place of clarity, commitment, and ownership, you begin to notice a shift. Things start to fall into place. Opportunities appear where there were none before. The universe responds to the decisions you make. Your energy changes, and people start to notice that you are moving with purpose and intention. The simple act of deciding to take control of your life sends a powerful message to the world that you are ready for growth, and the world begins to reflect that readiness. Making decisions also requires courage. It takes courage to choose the unknown over the known, to step away from a life that no longer serves you and create something new. It's scary to take that first step toward change, but the good news is that courage is a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets. Making decisions, even small ones, builds your confidence and prepares you for bigger decisions down the road. And with each decision you make, you get closer to the life you want. The key to breaking free from feeling stuck is to stop waiting for the right moment or the perfect circumstances and instead begin making decisions. Your life will never change if you don't make the decisions that will move you forward. You already have the power within you to create the life you want. It all starts with the decisions you make today. So decide to take control, decide to act, decide to believe in yourself, and you will begin to see the transformation you've been waiting for. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful choices you can make. It's not always easy, and it doesn't mean that everything will suddenly be perfect, but it is the first step toward reclaiming control over your future. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming others or circumstances for your situation. You stop playing the victim and instead begin to play the role of the creator of your life. You acknowledge that while you cannot always control the external forces around you, you can control how you respond to them and what actions you take moving forward. Too many people get stuck in a cycle of blame. They blame their parents for not giving them the right opportunities, blame their bosses for not recognizing their potential, or blame the economy for making it difficult to succeed. While it's natural to feel frustrated by challenges, blame is a disempowering attitude. When you blame others or external circumstances, you give away your power. You are essentially saying that someone or something else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your failure. But in reality, the only person who can truly create the life you want is you. Taking responsibility means owning your decisions, your actions, and your results. It's about saying, I am where I am because of the choices I've made. It's about accepting that everything in your life, whether it's where you are in your career, the relationships you have, or the health you enjoy, is a reflection of the choices you've made up until this point. And while that may seem overwhelming at first, it's incredibly empowering. Once you realize that you are the one responsible for your circumstances, you also realize that you have the power to change them. You can make new decisions, take new actions, and create a completely different outcome. It doesn't mean you should ignore external factors. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and obstacles, and not everything is under your control. However, what is always in your control is how you respond. Responsibility is about responding with intention, not reaction. It's about looking at every situation, good or bad, and asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? When you take responsibility for your reactions, you free yourself from the limitations of being a passive participant in your own life. You start becoming more proactive, making decisions that lead you toward the outcomes you desire instead of simply reacting to life circumstances. Taking responsibility also means letting go of excuses. We all have reasons or excuses for why things aren't working out. It could be that you don't have enough time, enough resources, or the right connections. But when you make excuses, you remain stuck in a cycle of inaction. Excuses are a form of self-sabotage because they allow you to avoid facing uncomfortable truths about what you need to do to move forward. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking full responsibility for your life, you remove the barriers that have been holding you back. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start creating opportunities with what you have, where you are. One of the most powerful aspects of responsibility is self-awareness. When you take responsibility, you become more conscious of your thoughts, behaviors, and patterns. You begin to see how your past decisions have shaped your present reality, and you can start to identify areas where change is needed. Self-awareness is key to personal growth because it allows you to break free from the patterns that keep you stuck. It helps you recognize the negative habits or limiting beliefs that have been holding you back and gives you the clarity to make new, more empowering choices. Taking responsibility also means empowering others. When you take responsibility for your life, you become a role model for those around you. You inspire others to take ownership of their own lives and make decisions that align with their goals. Your actions speak louder than words. And when you show others that it's possible to take control of your life, you create a ripple effect that encourages them to do the same. By taking responsibility, you not only change your own life, but you also have the power to inspire others to change theirs. Ultimately, taking responsibility for your life is about realizing that you are in the driver's seat. No matter where you've been or what you've experienced, you have the power to change your direction. It's about choosing to stop waiting for someone else to fix your problems and deciding to take charge of your own future. When you own your choices, your actions, and your outcomes, you unlock the potential to create the life you've always dreamed of. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Believing in the timing of your life is one of the most important shifts you can make in the pursuit of success and fulfillment. Too often we become impatient with the process. We look at where we are compared to where we think we should be and feel frustrated by the gap. We may see others achieving success more quickly and wonder why things aren't happening for us at the same pace. But the truth is, timing is everything, and believing in the timing of your life means trusting that everything will unfold when it's meant to. This belief can ease the anxiety that comes with the pressure of trying to rush things or forcing outcomes before they're ready. We live in a world where instant gratification has become the norm. We want things now, and we often measure our worth by how quickly we can achieve our goals. The rise of social media only intensifies this impatience as we are constantly exposed to the successes and accomplishments of others. It can be easy to get caught up in the belief that we should be further along, that we should have more by now, or that we've missed our window of opportunity. But when you trust in the timing of your life, you understand that the right opportunities will come to you at the right moment. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. Believing in the timing of your life means accepting that your journey is unique. Everyone's path is different, and each of us has our own timeline. Some people may achieve their dreams at a young age, while others may experience their breakthroughs later in life. But timing is not about age or milestones. It's about being ready for the next step. Just because someone else is ahead of you doesn't mean you're behind. It simply means that your time is coming, and it will arrive when you are fully prepared to handle it. There is a season for everything, and life works in cycles. Just as plants need time to grow, nurture, and mature, so do your dreams. Not everything can blossom at once. There are periods of planting, cultivating, and growing that must happen before you can reap the rewards. If you try to rush the process, you risk bypassing these essential steps, which can ultimately sabotage your success. By trusting in the natural flow of life and giving yourself the grace to move at your own pace, you allow yourself to fully experience each phase of your journey. Trusting the timing of your life also involves patience. Patience doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing while waiting for things to happen. It means taking consistent action, doing the work, and trusting that the results will follow in their own time. It means understanding that some things need time to manifest, and that rushing toward the finish line only creates stress and frustration. Patience is about letting go of the need for immediate results and trusting that every effort you put in is moving you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. It's also about trusting that the universe or whatever you believe in is working behind the scenes for you. Sometimes we can't see the bigger picture and we can't know what's coming next, but that doesn't mean things aren't happening. Often, the timing of events in our lives is beyond our control, but this doesn't mean we should lose hope. Sometimes things need to align before the right opportunities or people come into our lives. You can't rush those things, and trying to do so will only lead to frustration. Believing in the timing of your life also means recognizing that delays aren't always setbacks. Often, when things don't go as planned, we view it as a failure or an obstacle. But what if those delays are actually opportunities for growth? Maybe you need more time to develop the skills, knowledge, or mindset to handle what's coming. Maybe the timing isn't right because there's something important you need to learn before you can take the next step. Believing in the timing of your life allows you to see setbacks as necessary detours, not permanent roadblocks. You can embrace these moments of pause as part of your growth process rather than as obstacles standing in your way. Finally, when you believe in the timing of your life, you allow yourself to enjoy the journey. Life is not just about reaching the destination. It's about who you become along the way. If you're always focused on where you're going, you miss out on the lessons, experiences, and growth that happen in the present moment. By trusting in your journey, you can enjoy each step, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Your time is coming, but you must first trust that everything happens in its own time and for its own reason. When you do, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to control the outcome and begin to enjoy the beauty of the process.